All right, so get this. Today we're doing a deep dive on Disney Star.
Oh, this is a fun one. This is a big one.
Yeah, it's a huge story, and you've given us a ton of information on it. It's going to be a wild ride, so buckle up.
Yeah.
From like the pre-streaming era to this mega merger that we're going to be talking about, it's a lot.
Yeah, what's interesting is, this story really is kind of the story of the evolution of media, especially in India,
Okay.
and how it's changed and how we consume entertainment. And it's crazy to think back. We're talking early 90s.
Take us back.
Think like before Netflix.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Before YouTube.
Before most people even had cable.
Yeah, exactly. So back then, limited choices, even more limited access, and then boom, 1990, Star TV appears. It was this joint venture between Hutchison Whampoa and Li Ka-shing.
Huge names.
Big players, even then.
Yeah.
Right. And their goal, to bring English content to Asian audiences.
Bold move. Did they know something everybody else didn't?
Well, they definitely recognized the potential of reaching this massive, untapped audience that was hungry for content.
Yeah.
But here's where things get really interesting. Just a couple of years later, in swoops Rupert Murdoch and News Corporation. They buy a controlling stake in Star India.
Game changer.
Total game changer.
You know what I remember reading? Murdoch, right around that time, he said something like, satellites are an unambiguous threat to totalitarian regimes.
It's a chilling statement, isn't it?
Yeah. High stakes, high stakes.
High stakes, but it just shows you the power of media, even back then.
Totally.
And Murdoch, he got it. He understood that satellites, these weren't just like a distribution tool. It was a way to bypass censorship, reach audiences directly. And that has implications, geopolitical implications even.
He really did see the future, I feel like, of media, and he knew that Star India was going to be right at the center of it.
Exactly. He was laser focused on the Indian market, and between 94 and 98, Star India as we know it is born. They launched Star Plus, specifically for Indian viewers. Content tailored to their tastes, preferences. This was huge.
They were creating content, not just importing it.
Huge. And they tapped into this viewership that was just waiting to be captivated.
Waiting for them. What came next?
Well, they acquired Vijay TV in 2001, big player in South India.
Okay.
And then they launched Star One, Star Jalsha, all these different channels, catering to different languages, different demographics, strategically expanding their reach.
Piece by piece, putting together this media empire, it sounds like.
Piece by piece, absolutely. But their most audacious move was yet to come. 2009, they set their sights on Asianet Communications.
Okay, now for those of us who don't know, like the Indian media landscape as well.
Sure.
What's the big deal with Asianet?
So Asianet, they were the powerhouse in the Malayalam market. Think of it this way.
Yeah.
What Star Plus was to the Hindi-speaking audience, Asianet was to Kerala.
Okay.
Dominant. Acquiring them was a power play.
Yeah.
It showed that Star was going to dominate every major market in India.
They were playing the long game, clearly.
Long game, big time.
Building this network that was going to reach, like, every corner of the country. But let's talk about a game changer, even for, like, a network as established as Star India. Cricket.
Ah, yes. 2012. Star wins the rights to broadcast Indian cricket matches.
Which is...
This is a big deal.
You can't overstate how much cricket matters in India.
It's practically a religion.
Yeah.
And they knew it. They understood the cultural weight of it.
Totally.
And they outbid their rival, Nimbus Communications, with a bid of, get this, 3,851 crore.
Wow.
That's over US $870 million today.
Okay.
This was about more than just broadcasting sports. It was about owning a piece of India's national identity.
So smart.
It cemented their position as the ultimate destination for entertainment in India.
Of course they weren't done there.
Oh no, they weren't done.
Right?
2015, they launched Hotstar.
Wow. Ahead of the curve.
Streaming platform, perfectly timed.
Total.
To ride this wave of online content consumption that was about to take the world by storm.
They called it.
They called it.
It's amazing how they just seem to know every single step of the way. Like,
Right.
Here's what's coming next in media, and we're going to be there first. But even they couldn't have predicted what came next. And this is where we get to the Disney part of the story.
This is where Disney enters the picture.
Exactly. Because in 2017, big move, huge move that sends shockwaves through the industry, Disney says, we're going to acquire 21st Century Fox.
which owns Star India.
which owns Star India. This deal's finalized in 2019, completely reshapes the global media landscape. I
It
mean,
saved everything.
this is huge. This is just the beginning of this whole other chapter, not just for Star, but for like
For entertainment.
entertainment as we know it. And you know what that means. You're going to have to wait until part 2 to hear what happens next, because this Disney acquisition sets the stage for the massive merger that is at the heart of this deep dive. So we left off. Disney, they're in control of Star India.
They are a media giant in its own right.
Yeah.
But by 2023, things start to change.
Uh-oh.
Disney starts exploring strategic options for its Indian businesses.
Strategic options. Okay, so not like business as usual.
No, there are whispers of, joint ventures,
Okay.
partnerships.
Okay.
It's clear that something's up.
Yeah, everybody's watching, I imagine.
Oh, absolutely.
Well-
The entire industry is on the edge of their seats. So we've got some major players circling here.
Give me some names. Who are we talking about?
Reliance Industries, headed by Mukesh Ambani,
Okay.
already a titan in India. They set their sights on this rapidly growing media and digital market.
They want in on the action.
They want in. But they weren't the only ones. Gautam Adani's name gets thrown around.
Oh, wow. Another big name.
Another Indian billionaire with his fingers in a lot of pies.
Yeah.
And then there's Kalanithy Moran of the Sun Group,
Okay.
a massive media conglomerate in India already.
Okay, so it's like everybody and their brother who's got money in India wants this.
It's a feeding frenzy. Everyone knows Disney has something special.
Yeah.
They want a piece of the pie.
So how did Reliance come out on top?
Reliance, they had the winning hand, but this is where it gets a little technical.
Yeah.
Instead of a straightforward acquisition, right, where they just hand over a stack of cash,
Yeah.
they propose a cash and stock deal.
Okay. Jargon-free breakdown for me?
Essentially, they paid Disney partly in cash, partly in shares of their own company.
Got it. So they're like, we want this so bad, we'll give you a piece of our company.
Exactly. And it was appealing to Disney for a few reasons. I mean, they got a nice chunk of immediate cash, but it also meant that they had skin in the game.
Okay.
They had a stake in Reliance's future.
Oh, interesting. So if Reliance takes off, Disney wins too.
Exactly.
Smart. So what changed hands?
So with this cash and stock maneuver, Reliance gets the controlling stake in this massive, newly merged entity.
Wow.
But we're not just talking about a name change on a letterhead. We're talking Star Plus, all those regional channels, and of course the crown jewel,
Star Sports.
Star Sports, all part of this new entity.
So it's already huge, and it sounds like we're not even done.
Oh, we're not even close. Because here's where it gets really interesting. Remember Viacom 18?
Wait, as in Colors TV?
Yes.
Nickelodeon, MTV, Viacom 18?
Yes, Viacom 18.
You're blowing my mind right now.
This wasn't just a merger. This was a mega merger.
Oh my gosh.
Suddenly, you've got Star Plus and Colors TV. You've got Star Sports and Sports 18.
All under one roof.
All under one roof. And let's not forget about the streaming giants. We're talking Disney Plus Hotstar
And GeoCinema.
and JioCinema. It's almost too much to even keep track of,
It's like they created a media monopoly overnight.
almost overnight. And the plot twists just keep coming because Paramount Global, remember they had a stake in Viacom 18?
Right.
They decided to cash out, sold their shares to Reliance.
Wow. So Paramount's out, and Reliance is like, all mine.
Reliance tightens their grip. This is serious power consolidation.
Yeah, it is. But what about Disney?
Right.
What happens to them? Did they just walk away from one of the biggest media markets in the world?
So Disney, they're really out, huh? They've washed their hands of Star India.
Well, not so fast. It's not that simple.
Oh, here we go. More twists and turns.
It's easy to look at this and think Disney is waving the white flag.
Yeah, it does look that way.
Right. Especially after putting so much into it. But remember, they still have that stake in this newly merged company.
Oh, right. Because they did that whole cash and stock thing. They didn't just, take the money and run.
Exactly. They've got skin in the game. They're invested in seeing this new entity succeed.
So it's more like they're sharing the risk, but also sharing the potential rewards.
100%.
Yeah.
And let's not forget, India is projected to be one of the fastest growing media markets in the world.
True. So they're keeping a foot in the door, even if they're not the ones, running the show anymore.
Exactly. A calculated risk, you could say. Very calculated, it seems like. But what does this mean for, the landscape of media, especially in India? I mean, this new company is a behemoth,
Oh, yeah.
especially when it comes to streaming. Netflix, Amazon Prime, are they scared?
I think it's safe to say they're paying attention.
Yeah.
Imagine competing with a content library as vast and diverse as the one this new Disney Star Viacom 18 thing has.
It's massive, right? I
Right.
mean, it's like you've got international favorites, you've got all those hyper-local
It's a
productions.
potent combination.
Totally. But what about the average viewer in India?
Right.
What does this mean for them? Like the stories they see, the prices they pay, all that.
That is the question,
It's
isn't
a
it?
million-dollar question.
Will we see more choices for viewers, or will there be this narrowing down of content to just these big budget productions?
Yeah.
Will it be a price war, or will they try to carve out like their own specific lanes?
And will the content be different? Will it all become like homogenized, or will we see even more like really specific, interesting stories being told?
Right. This is a pivotal moment, not just for business, but for Indian culture.
Oh, absolutely.
We're talking about what stories a nation consumes,
It's huge.
the narratives that shape their worldview.
We think about mergers and acquisitions, and it's like, oh, these dry, business deals. But at the heart of it, it's about what we watch.
Yes.
It's about the shows we love, the characters we connect with, how those stories reflect our lives.
Exactly. This isn't just some small footnote in media history. This is a seismic shift. It's reshaped the entertainment landscape, and, who knows what's to come.
Who knows what the future holds, but it's been so fascinating
Yeah.
learning about how we got to this point. So thanks for taking us on this journey.
My pleasure.
This was an awesome deep dive.